Have you ever wondered why one guy walks into a room and women clock him in 2 seconds before he even speaks? It isn't luck. It isn't height. It's style. Your silent biography. Clothes, grooming, posture, scent, the way your watch sits on your wrist. These are signals that declare what you tolerate and what you demand. Women read them instantly. Good style compresses your values into a glance. Self-respect, competence, social fluency. Bad style broadcasts the opposite. I don't care, which usually means I don't expect much, and quietly tells her you won't expect much from her either. Attraction starts long before conversation. Style is frame control before words exist. The emotional trap is the fairy tale that personality matters most, so you show up like a decent guy wrapped in laziness, wrinkled tee, boxy jeans, battered sneakers kept alive by nostalgia. You hope she'll get to know the real you. She won't, because she doesn't have to. Style is the gate. Without it, you're shouting from the sidewalk while men with standards stroll past the velvet rope. And here's what most won't say out loud. Women won't coach you. They'll test you. A teasing comment, a raised eyebrow, a slow glance to your shoes. If you crumble into justification or self-deprecation, you've told her your standards are negotiable. Here's tactical clarity. Run a 10-second audit before you leave. Shoes, fit, silhouette, grooming, scent, posture. Shoes first. Clean leather sneakers or simple boots beat cool but dirty every day. Fit next. Shoulder seams right at the edge, sleeves ending mid-bicep, jeans tapered with no ankle puddle. Silhouette, one statement piece, max. Jacket, watch, or shoes. Never all three. Grooming, haircut on a schedule, not when it's bad. Nails trimmed, skin hydrated, beard shaped or clean. Scent, 2 sprays at pulse points, not a fog. Posture, shoulders down and back, chin parallel, slow walk. None of this is fashion. It's competence made visible. Purge tonight. Anything with holes, novelty graphics, boxy fits, or guilt, bag it. Keep a uniform that always hits. Dark denim or tailored chinos, neutral tee or Oxford, a minimal jacket, 2 versatile shoes. Build a simple palette. Charcoal, navy, white, olive, tan, so everything mixes without thought. Buy once, tailor twice. Hem pants to a single break. Taper shirts if they balloon. If the shoulders are wrong, return it. Shoulders don't tailor. Upgrade one accessory that lasts years. A clean watch or a discreet leather belt. Set a grooming cadence. Barber every 2 to 3 weeks, nails weekly, moisturize daily. Habits create presence. Now the power dynamics. When your style levels up, tests arrive. She negs your jacket. Trying hard today? The weak response is justification. Long explanations, nervous laughter, defensive jokes. The strong response is amused indifference. Sometimes, with a slow grin, then pivot, let's grab a drink. She withholds attention after clocking you at the bar. Don't chase with double texts or orbit her shoulder. Move your body. Talk to the bartender, greet the friend who just walked in, ask the person next to you a simple question. Indifference isn't a trick. It's the natural byproduct of abundance. A man with standards doesn't beg for attention because he's busy living inside them. Overinvesting kills the frame. When you dress better, the urge to fish for approval gets louder. Kill it. No, do you like this on me? No price dropping or brand bragging. Let presence do the work. When she compliments you, say, appreciate it. Hold eye contact for a beat and pivot to substance. Cap yourself at 2 compliments to her on a first date. One about her vibe, one about her effort. And give them late, not up front. If she delays replies after a great night, mirror pace. 1 message, then silence. If interest is real, it returns. If it doesn't, you just save time. Style spikes curiosity. Boundaries maintain respect. Here's your field protocol. Arrive 5 minutes early. Early enough to lead, not to look idle. Stand as she approaches, 1 step forward, hug or cheek kiss depending on context. Sit at an angle, not square. It reads relaxed authority. Phone out of sight. Order something you actually like. Speak slightly slower than feels normal. Hold eye contact until she looks away, then glance aside briefly before returning. When she tests, "You're very put together. Are you always like this?" Smirk. Only on weekdays, then change topic. If you feel yourself slipping into neediness, excuse yourself, breathe, reset posture, Splash water on your wrists and return centered. Your look is the opening line, your composure is the story. Have you ever felt a date cool on you because of one sloppy detail you ignored? Which single upgrade, shoes, fit, or grooming, would change your presence the most this week? What's the hardest part of not fishing for compliments when you know you look better? Imagine this. You walk into a cafe in a perfectly ordinary outfit, dark denim, crisp tee, lightweight jacket, and suddenly you notice something you've never seen before. Heads tilt. Conversations pause for a second. The barista's smile lingers. You didn't transform into a different person. You just eliminated the friction that used to make you invisible. Style is a probability engine. It increases the odds of a second glance, a better conversation, a warmer reception. Not promises, odds. And when the odds shift, behavior follows. People give you the benefit of the doubt. Doors open easier. You get to start at neutral instead of climbing out of negative. That's what instantly attractive really means. You reduce resistance before your first word. Let's make it even more tactical. Shopping is where most men sabotage themselves. They wander, get decision fatigue, and settle. Don't. Pre-commit before you leave home. One top, one bottom, one layer, one shoe. That's it. Move in the mirror. Reach, sit, turn sideways. If it constricts or balloons, it's a no. In the store, use the rule of 3. Try 3 sizes of the same item. Your usual, 1 up, 1 down, and assume the label lies. Take a video of yourself walking in the fitting room. Photos don't lie, ego does. If you hesitate, you don't love it. Walk away. Scarcity thinking is how closets fill with almosts and maybes. You want only hell yes. Color is communication. If you're new, live in neutrals. Navy, gray, white, black, olive, tan. They project steadiness and pair with everything. Introduce one accent at a time. Rust, forest, burgundy. Never more than 1 per outfit. In daylight, matte beats shine. At night, subtle texture, suede, knit, pebble grain, reads as depth without shouting. Fabrics matter because they move like you. Heavy cotton tees keep shape. Cheap blends cling to insecurity. Wool trousers with a little stretch stand up through dinner without wrinkling you into a raisin. Linen for heat, but sized right to avoid slop. It should skim, not swallow. Your grooming is non-negotiable cadence. Hair every 2 to 3 weeks keeps edges sharp and neckline clean. Most men let the back grow messy and wonder why they rate as tired. Beard lines matter more than length. Keep the cheek and neck borders intentional or shave clean. Halfway looks accidental. Skin is simple. Cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. Not vanity. Maintenance. If you're oily, blot sheets in your pocket before dates. Nails short, cuticles tidy, hands are seen more than you think. Scent is an aura. Heaviest mistake is overspraying. 2 sprays, pulse points, done. If she can smell you before she sees you, you just advertised insecurity. Online dating? Your photos are your outfit. Times 10. 1 mirror selfie tells her you don't have a life around you. Build a set. Clean headshot in natural light. 3/4 shot in your uniform. Full body outdoors. Social shot with friends where you're centered but not performing. 1 candid doing something that requires focus. Pouring coffee, tuning a guitar, lacing boots. No sunglasses in every frame, no hats hiding hairlines, no group photos where she must guess which one you are. Each pic is silent proof of competence. The baseline outfit that flatters you in person should anchor those images too. Let's talk manipulation and testing in style form. Some women deploy withdrawal when your new standard disrupts their control. You upgrade, you get more attention, and suddenly she pulls back. She'll frame it as you trying to be someone else. The trap is defending yourself into neediness. Don't explain your evolution. State your standard once while neutral. I feel better like this. Then shift attention to your life. If she withholds, mirror and move. Fill your time with training, work, friends, and actual hobbies. The vacuum her attention used to fill is exactly where your edge should sharpen. Detachment is not spite, it's sovereignty. If a date teases, "You're one of those guys who cares too much about clothes," do not debate. That's bait to make you prove your worth. Hold contact, let a slow smile form and say, "I care about what I control." Then pivot to a question that leads her into your world. You keep things minimal or do you like variety? Control the frame by refusing the premise that masculine care equals vanity. Care is capability. Capability is comforting. Comfort is attractive. Watch your micro behaviors. Tugging your shirt hem, fidgeting with cuffs, adjusting your watch every minute, those leak nerves. Fix it in advance. Before you walk in, do a 15-second reset. Shake arms loose, roll shoulders back, deep breath in through your nose for 4, hold for 2, out through your mouth for 6. Now move slower than the room. The man who isn't rushing communicates he has time. Time is power. Power is felt, not announced. Your crew might mock the upgrades. Good. Social resistance is the tax you pay for standards. Don't sermonize. Let outcomes speak. In a week, they'll ask where you got the jacket. In a month, they'll copy the haircut. If a friend tries to clown you in front of women, don't spike back for laughs. Smile, clap him on the shoulder gently, and redirect. We're getting drinks. You in? That's leadership without the ego spike. You protect your frame and the room's energy at once. Everyone feels it, especially her. Maintenance keeps you lethal. Own hangers that preserve shape. Steam, don't iron unless it's a dress shirt. Launder tees cold, air dry to avoid shrink war. Shoes on rotation, cedar trees inside when off your feet. Tailor relationships matter. Learn your tailor's name, bring coffee once, tip well. They'll save pieces you thought were dead. Budget by cost per wear, not sticker price. A $250 jacket you wear 100 times costs less than a $60 trend you wear twice. You are building a uniform that outlives moods and algorithm cycles. Which part of shopping drains you most? Decisions, sizing, or fear of standing out? When someone teased your look, did you justify or stay amused and indifferent? What single maintenance habit will you commit to this week to keep your presence sharp? Some women will never say it out loud, but they weaponize your insecurity around style to keep you compliant. The moment you upgrade, her leverage shrinks, so she tries to reframe the narrative. You've changed, you're performing, you're not my type anymore. Translation, she preferred you when you were easier to manage. Here's the trap. You start defending yourself, over-explaining your choices, making jokes to soften your edges. Every sentence you use to justify your style surrenders your frame. You think you're being understanding. You're actually negotiating your self-respect. The antidote is simple and hard. Refuse the trial. You don't argue your standards, you demonstrate them. I feel better like this. Then silence. If she sulks, you don't massage it. You give space and go live. A man who dresses well and then begs for acceptance is cosplaying confidence. A man who dresses well and keeps moving is choosing himself. Consider the party test. You walk in with a measured uniform. Dark trousers, white tee, cropped bomber, clean boots, nothing loud, everything intentional. She clocks you, smiles, then floats away to talk to someone else. This is deliberate. She's creating uncertainty to see if you'll orbit. Old you would shadow her, hover near her laugh, flash nervous glances, post up in a corner pretending to be above it all. New you circulates. You greet the host, compliment their setup with specificity, introduce two guests to each other over a shared interest, do a 2-minute conversation sprint, opener, vibe read, exit gracefully. Your style makes you observable. Your social leadership makes you inevitable. When she returns, your presence has compound interest. You didn't chase. The room did the talking for you. Now the text game after. She sends a soft tease. Okay, Mr. Model, the jacket was a lot. This isn't a compliment, it's a lever. She's asking, will you collapse into neediness, or can you carry your look without apologizing? You reply with a shrug in text, I'll tone it down next time and only wear shoes. Then you pivot to logistics. Wednesday 7, quiet wine bar. You free? You avoided defensiveness, injected humor, and led. If she ducks with maybe, you don't pitch a second location or offer your calendar like a buffet. You park it. Cool, ping me if your week opens. Then you disappear into your life. If she's genuinely interested, she'll find you. If she's not, your pace protected your value. Let's slice the psychology. Style is not about fabric, it's about predictability. People trust what's consistent. When your look is dialed, she can predict your baseline. You become the stable variable in a chaotic dating marketplace. That stability is a relief. But here's the twist. Stability without edge becomes soft. Edge without stability becomes volatile. The balance is in contrasts. Sharp jacket, low-key tee, Polished boots, worn-in belt, clean grooming, reckless laugh. The contrast says, I'm controlled, but not domesticated. Women respond to that tension because it hints at choice. Men who look nice read as chosen by their clothes. Men who look composed read as choosing their life. Overinvesting shows up in style as performative signaling. You start stacking rings, chains, logo hats, loud fragrances, and complicated sneakers because you want maximum reaction. That's not attraction, it's attention addiction. Reaction chasing hands her your strings. She can pull them anytime by withholding laughs or withholding compliments. You break the cycle by subtracting until everything left is functional or meaningful. One ring you'd wear without an audience. One chain under the shirt. Shoes you'd still buy if no one could see them. The less you broadcast, the more your silence speaks. There's a darker manipulation you'll meet. Public undermining. You show up crisp to a double date and her friend says, "He's trying too hard," loudly enough for the table. That's not feedback. It's a status play to dent your confidence and elevate hers. You correct the frame without drama. You glance, smile, slow the tempo, and say, "I like showing up for my night." Then you immediately ask the friend a question that switches the spotlight. You travel for work? What city surprised you most? You didn't bark, you didn't fold, you redirected with calm. The room recalibrates because you didn't bite the bait. She feels safer with you because you can protect a vibe without a scene. Your body language must match your wardrobe. If your clothes say precision and your hands say panic, the brain trusts the hands. Train stillness. Elbows off the table edge. Hands relaxed on your thigh or lightly around your glass. Head tilt while listening. Micro nods to pace the talker, then full stillness when you deliver a point. Stillness is authority. Authority is attractive because it predicts safety under stress. If she escalates, "Why are you so serious?" you give a micro smile and a single sentence. "I listen like I mean it." Then you ask the next question. Social media is a multiplier. If you dress well in real life but your feed is chaos, you're leaking value. Clean your grid, no thirst traps, no memes that punch down. Light, honest captions. Occasional behind the scenes of the process that produces your presence, gym journal, a book underline, a quick shot of leather care, a coffee ritual before you head out. Not for applause, for congruence. When she checks your digital trail, it should mirror the man she met. Intentional, not curated to death. Consistency across contexts is the deepest signal of integrity. Have you ever watched yourself get pulled into a reaction-chasing loop because a woman withheld a compliment? When someone tried to undermine your look in public, did you correct the frame calmly or did you bite? Which single subtraction, an accessory, a logo, a habit, would make your presence cleaner today? What would you think if I told you most style failures aren't about clothes at all, but timing and logistics? The right jacket becomes the wrong move when you show up frazzled, late, and apologizing. Style is a story, but the plot is your behavior. You're not here to win compliments, you're here to set tempo. Tempo is leadership. Leadership is attractive because it reduces anxiety. When you remove anxiety, desire has room to breathe. So your mission is simple. Orchestrate calm. You pick venues with intent. A bar with warm light and low music, a booth instead of a wobbly high top, a table that faces the room so you can lead attention. You arrive early, claim the spot, order water, loosen the jacket, settle your breathing. When she arrives, you stand, hug lightly, seat her with the better sightline, and open with something observed and concrete about the space, not her looks. It shows presence without simping. That's not romance, that's frame. Withdrawal as control shows up in micro delays and strategic vagueness. She takes hours to reply after being warm in person. She forgets plans until the last second. She says, "We'll see," to keep your energy chasing. The cues. Your chest tightens, your thumbs itch to send a longer text, your browser history fills with, "What does it mean when?" The trap is solving uncertainty by over-communicating. You break it with indifference in action, not attitude. Stop sending double messages. Cap outreach to one ping, then silence. You don't mope, you invest. Redirect energy into your routines that require effort. Training, writing, cleaning your apartment, scheduling your week. If she circles back, good. If not, your life just got leaner. Indifference means you refuse to pay for someone else's control with your peace. Testing her interest is a sequence, not a guess. After a good date, you send one message the next day before noon, a callback to a shared moment. Still laughing at the waiter who recited the dessert menu like Shakespeare. If she replies with flatness, haha yes, you don't chase. If she responds with energy, adds a detail, asks a question, you propose specifics. Wednesday or Thursday, 7:30, same area? You give it a day. Send one clean invite with a time and place. If she offers alternatives, interest is alive. If she goes quiet, you archive mentally and keep moving. You're not punishing, you're filtering. Style without standards is costume. Standards without follow-through are slogans. You need both. If you feel yourself over-investing, run the 3 levers immediately. Attention, time, intimacy. Pull attention first. Stop monitoring receipts and reels. Pull time second. Space your availability so you're not instantly responsive. Pull intimacy last. If physical escalated too fast and now she's cool, decelerate. Not a punishment, a correction. Let's slow it down. I like getting to know you properly. Say it once, then live it. If she doubles down on mixed signals, you exit with grace. You're great. Our pace just doesn't match. Then you vanish. Not a speech, not a lecture, an adult boundary. You have to be willing to lose the attention to keep your self-respect. Your capsule needs situational range. Daytime coffee, white tea, olive overshirt, tapered denim, clean sneakers. Evening wine, knit polo, charcoal trousers, suede boots. Casual dinner, Oxford, navy chinos, minimal leather sneakers, field jacket. Gallery or event, black tee, gunmetal belt, wool blend trousers, Chelsea boots. Weekend market, lightweight chambray, tan chinos, canvas highs, baseball cap with no logos. The point isn't fashion trivia, it's decisiveness. When you don't rummage, you stay unruffled. Unruffled reads as grounded. Grounded men are rare. Rarity is sexy. Conversation carries your look across the finish line. Drop the resume talk. Use present tense specifics. I tried a 5 a.m. gym slot for a month. Ruined my afternoons. Switching to lunch sessions cut my caffeine by half. That level of detail proves you're actually living. Ask questions that force stories, not labels. Tell me the last time you changed your mind about something important. When did you do something stupid that ended up smart? When she mirrors with effort, interest is real. When she answers with one-word safety, you pivot to a short story, then go light. Don't interrogate. Build scenes. Your voice is part of the outfit. Slow, textured, no rush to fill silence. Escalation is more about pacing than bravado. If the vibe is warm, you move seats to sit adjacent, not across. You brush her knuckles when handing the glass. Consent is clarity. Clarity protects the frame. You maintain eye contact slightly past comfortable, then glance to her mouth once and back to her eyes. If she leans in and touches back, you escalate. If she pulls away or freezes, you downshift and change topic. A man who can slow himself is more dangerous than a man who can't. Recovering from a slip is part of the game. You overdressed? Own it. I thought it was colder. I'm auditioning for autumn. You arrived late? Don't trauma dump traffic. Kept you waiting. Drinks on me, then reset the tempo. You overtexted? Stop. Silence for a day. When she pings, match pace, don't explain the silence, and invite. The goal isn't perfect moves, it's consistent recovery. Reliability is sexier than perfection. Women don't want statues, they want men who can navigate. Refund your attention when the exchange is off. She flakes twice without offering alternative? You stop inviting. She picks fights in public? You end the night early. Let's regroup another time. She only texts after midnight? You reply the next day during daylight and propose an actual plan once. If she's a vibe vampire, every interaction leaves you drained, you cut access. Block if needed. Style gets you noticed. Standards keep you safe. Morning after a great date, send a single sentence before noon and avoid the "had fun" cliché. Tie it to her effort or a detail you truly liked. The way you described learning Portuguese made me want to practice. Then move on with your day. If she reciprocates, lock the next time. If she lingers without momentum, don't let the thread become your hobby. Threads are for logistics. Life is for impressions. You create new ones. What's the earliest cue you usually ignore before you end up chasing? Slow replies, vague plans, or last-minute chaos? When you've tried to recenter by pulling one of the 3 levers, which one worked fastest for you? In your city, which 2 go-to outfits will you lock in this week so decision fatigue never wrecks your presence again? Some women will test you not by what you wear, but by how quickly you abandon yourself when the moment turns sideways. Style doesn't protect you from chaos. It reveals how you handle it. The real flex isn't the jacket, it's composure when the night goes off script. The restaurant is overbooked, the host shrugs, your date watches your eyes. If you plead or blame, you just told her your status is borrowed. If you smile and pivot, we'll take a walk, there's a spot 2 blocks down that does a killer tartare, you just demonstrated leadership under friction. That's the core. Your style is an instrument, your life is the music. Women are listening for rhythm, not noise. Field protocol for pressure, carry redundancy. Small umbrella in your car, stain stick in your pocket, breath mints, cash for the place that doesn't take cards, a backup venue you've pre-scouted within a 5-minute walk. You're not paranoid, you're prepared. Preparation creates the calm that reads as confidence. Confidence beats good looks because it changes outcomes. When a plan fails, you don't stare at the failure. You open a new plan. The man who moves first shapes the night. The man who freezes makes the night shape him. There's the internal cost of neglecting this. When you look sloppy, you negotiate in every room. You work harder to break even, to get respect you could have earned at the door. That chronic uphill bleeds into your tone. More apologizing, more explaining, more passive jokes to get back to zero. That's where bitterness breeds. You tell yourself women want bad boys, but what they actually want is a man who doesn't need their approval to act. Your style can either be a tax you pay or interest you collect. Stop paying tax. Build your day-to-night pivot so you never get caught flat-footed. Keep a sleek overshirt, a neutral fragrance, a lint roller, and suede boots in a trunk bag. If a coffee turns into a walk and then dinner, you level up in 3 minutes, not 30. Keep a one-wash raw denim pair for evenings that molds to you. Keep a breathable chino for heat. A knit polo in your neutral palette bridges casual and sharp without begging for compliments. When you can escalate the setting without announcing it, you read as a man with options because you are. Now the emotional war moves closer. Withdrawal is flare gun manipulation. Sudden cold after warm momentum. Strategic silences designed to make you chase the feeling you just had. You break it with process. Give yourself a 90-minute rule for impulse texting. No replies while charged. Breathe, train, shower, reset. If she resurfaces with crumbs, "Hey you," and no plan, you don't pour your attention into the void. Good to hear from you. I'm out Thursday 8th at the wine bar on Pine. Join or we'll catch another time. If she can't meet you at decisiveness, she wasn't going to meet you at devotion. Precision is mercy. Overinvestment hides in grooming too. You start checking mirrors every 10 minutes, adjusting your hair at every reflection, seeking micro-approval from glass. Kill the mirror loop. Fix yourself once before you enter, then don't touch it. If something's truly off, the people who matter won't care. The people who would weaponize it were searching for leverage anyway. Your steadiness under imperfect conditions is the signal. Women can feel when your center is not for sale. Adopt an identity-based standard so clothes become maintenance, not obsession. You are a man who respects himself. A man who respects himself keeps his environment clean, his body trained, his schedule guarded, his word precise. The wardrobe is just the visible layer of those choices. When you live like that, your presence says, "I'm already accountable." That's why good style is instantly attractive. It compresses years of self-command into seconds of perception. You are not dressing to impress. You are dressing to express the discipline you already live. Make yourself unfakeable. If a woman tries to provoke jealousy, posting with a guy the night after your date, dangling offers, or slow-dripping replies while watching you jump, you don't contest. You exit the game by refusing to play. You state your pace once. "I'm into direct energy." If that's not your thing, all good. Then you go. You cannot be both addicted to her attention and in charge of your life. Choose. Choose the life. Finally, detachment. Not coldness, clarity. You can enjoy chemistry without surrendering your center. You can appreciate beauty without begging for it to stay. You can hold eye contact, lead the night, kiss like you mean it, and still walk away if the exchange is disrespectful. That's the win condition. Your style brought her close. Your standards decide whether she stays. Never forget the order. You are not here to audition. You are here to invite. Invitations have terms. Which moment breaks your composure most? Plan changes, public friction, or deliberate silence? When you feel the old urge to explain, will you try the 90-minute rule once this week and see what happens? What's the single redundancy you'll add to your kit tonight so chaos never dictates your frame again? She didn't break you. She revealed what you were too afraid to protect.